He said, and regarding his saying, the Exalted, say, come, let me recite what your Lord has forbidden to you. These are called the 10 Commandments. As Ibn Masud, may Allah be pleased with him, said, whoever wants to look at the will of Muhammad upon which his seal is set, then let him read these verses. And these are 10 verses, or 10 commandments, in 3 verses that Allah, blessed and exalted, mentioned to his Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him, and for his nation, Allah, blessed and exalted, gave these commandments at the beginning of these instructions. Not to associate anything with Allah, glorified and exalted be He. Do not associate anything with Him. This is the first and greatest commandment that Allah gave to the first and the last. In fact, He created creation for this purpose, and I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me. And worshipping Allah includes not associating anything with Him. Glorified and exalted be He. So these are the 10 commandments that Allah, blessed and exalted, gave to His Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him and his nation. Do not associate anything with him, and be good to your parents, and do not kill your children. Out of fear of poverty, out of worry about being poor, as mentioned in Surah Al-Isra. And here, from poverty means because of existing poverty. Sometimes he says out of fear of poverty, and sometimes he says with poverty when it is already present, and sometimes fear of poverty, meaning it is anticipated. So he, glorified and exalted, said, and do not kill your children, whether it is out of fear of poverty, as in Surah Al-Isra, or because of actual poverty, as in Surah Al-An'am. He said, we provide for you if poverty is present, and for them if you fear poverty. As in Surah Al-Isra, if you fear poverty, they will come and their provision will come with them. And if poverty already exists, when they arrive, Allah, glorified and exalted, will provide for you. This is confirmed by the saying of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. The creation of each of you is gathered in his mother's womb for 40 days, then he becomes a clot for a similar period, then a lump of flesh for a similar period, and then the angel is sent to him, breathes the soul into him, and is commanded to write for things, his lifespan, his deeds, his provision, and whether he will be miserable or happy. So provision comes with the person. A person's provision is written before his birth, while he is still in his mother's womb, before he even enters this world. So whoever fears poverty, it is a sign of weakness in their tawheed, monotheism, a weakness in faith, because they do not have absolute certainty that provision is in the hands of Allah, and that sustenance is already written. Allah, blessed and exalted, has decreed it. And do not kill your children for fear of poverty, we provide for you and for them. And he said, and do not approach immoralities, what is apparent of them and what is concealed. A person must avoid all immoralities, and an immorality is anything that is considered heinous or grave in the sight of Allah, blessed and exalted. This includes all prohibitions, and sometimes the term immorality is used specifically. And it is also meant the immorality of adultery and the immorality of the actions of the people of Lot, and the term immorality can be applied to anything of this nature. Anything that is grossly sinful or severe among the acts of disobedience. And do not approach immoralities, what is apparent of them and what is concealed. Some have interpreted what is apparent, such as the drinking of alcohol, and what is concealed, such as adultery. And others have said something different, but in any case, immoralities include all forms of immorality, both what is apparent and what is concealed. He said, and do not kill the soul which Allah has forbidden, except by right. The basic principle regarding lives is that they are inviolable, except for what Allah has permitted to be killed, whether the person is Muslim or non-Muslim. A non-Muslim is the one who wages war and openly declares hostility against Muslims, and a Muslim is the one who has committed an act that makes it permissible to kill him. As said by the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, the blood of a Muslim is not lawful except in one of 3 cases, the adulterer, a life for a life, and the one who abandons his religion and separates from the community. Then he said, and do not approach the property of the orphan except in the best manner. This is a very important matter. A person should safeguard the property of the orphan, not waste it or seize it unjustly. Those who consume the wealth of orphans fill their bellies with fire and will endure a blazing flame. And do not approach the orphan's property except in a way that is best until he reaches maturity. And give full measure and weight in justice. Give full measure and weight fairly, whether for or against you. Allah said, Woe to those who take in full from people, but give less to others, causing loss. And do not approach an orphan's property except in the best manner. Fulfill the measure and balance with justice until maturity. We do not burden any soul past its limit. When you speak, be just, even against kin. And in testimony, speak truthfully, even against oneself or his relative, or his father or his mother. He must fear Allah, the Blessed and Exalted, and speak the truth. Then Allah, glorified and exalted, concluded all of this by saying, and indeed, this is my straight path, so follow it. And do not follow other paths, do not deviate from this straight path.